I wasn't planning on filming this today, but I kept reading articles on the subject, and it's just the kind of thing that I can't deal with anymore. If you don't know, right now there's a new immigration agency that is called ICE. That it's essentially the one that arrests you and is the one that detains you and deports you in the U.S. And there's been cases recently where they've targeted people outside of what was considered their normal target, which was usually under Obama, people with felony criminal charges. And you know, if someone's a criminal, even as much as I'm for finding a path to citizenship for most of the undocumented people in the U.S., if you're a criminal, you committed a violent crime, emphasis on violent, then I can't defend you. But I keep hearing about cases where people who are in the process of becoming legal citizens and people who are already citizens, they just happen to be Hispanic, have been harassed and acted upon by ICE when that should not be the case whatsoever. About a few weeks ago, there was a legal U.S. citizen, that was shot by ICE in an altercation when they raided his house. And, like, I think his kids were there. And, like, why is ICE meddling in a citizen's house? That should not be the case. Especially, like, what is happening? Are you targeting then undocumented immigrants that are criminals, or are you just targeting any Hispanic person? Are you the Gestapo now? Like, what the fuck is going on? It's bizarre because people, like, I don't know what you can do about it. And there's just so much going on in different parts of the world right now that I am just so fucking burned out from everything. Like, I was out with my cousin yesterday, and like I just didn't know so much of what's happening in Venezuela at the moment because there's just so much happening there, and then there's so much happening in the U.S. And like I just read a case of this woman who was in the process of getting her green card because she just got married. She got married to a U.S. citizen, and there's routine checks that they do with you to prove that it's not, you didn't just get married for papers, which makes sense. Like I'm not against that. But then you have her being arrested and detained by ICE when she went to her checkup. What the fuck? She's complying with the law. What the fuck are you doing then? She's she's following the process. Yes, she came into the US undocumented, but she's not a criminal. She's not a violent criminal. She's a mother who has three American children, who married an American, and like, what are you doing, ICE? It doesn't. What is the point of it? I don't get it. I don't understand. Just fucking be upfront about it. If you're just going to be deporting Hispanic people for being undocumented, fucking say it. Don't fucking lie about it. It's fucked up. It's just, oh man, it makes me so sad. Because, like, there was honestly for a minute the reality that I could have been in a similar situation if I had not been, like, so last year, as you guys know, I was in the process of getting my citizenship. And part of the stress of that was that if I didn't do it then, when we had an appointment due, I would have had to, spend the rest of my time in Spain, figure out a way of maybe entering the country before my 6 months were up, because when you have a legal residence, you can't be out of the country for more than 6 months or you give up your residency. And then, you know, and then if I went back after those 6 months, they could have denied me entry and sent me back to probably Venezuela, even though I've not set foot in Venezuela in 6 years. And then I would have had to wait probably 2 more years to become a citizen again and just pay it out of my own pocket rather than go through my dad's company that was helping him with the process. And part of the anxiety was also that if, like, what if my family was not in the financial situation it's in? What if it had been another family that managed to get their kids to study abroad and they were struggling financially and they couldn't afford to fly their kid back for a weekend to do those appointments, you know? And these are people that are just, they're good people. And we're fucking treating them like this. And it's not okay. It's so fucked up that people don't see us as human. Just because, like, we're escaping hell. And we managed to get somewhere that we think, that we were told by people that it was like where we had to be, that it's where it was gonna be okay. And now it's not. And, you know, it's so fucked up. And people tell me, well, there has to be a regulation on immigration. And, like, I don't disagree that you can't just, you know, have your doors open to everyone. Like, it makes sense resource-wise. I'm not, you know, I'm not delusional, but then don't sell yourself as the country that's going to help everyone that comes in. You know, take down the Statue of Liberty then. Why do you still have it up? Why is it still a symbol of your country if you're going to act like this? Take it down. It's supposed to be a symbol of welcoming immigrants. And you're denying people in the worst situations ever when you said you were for them. So why did you go into the Middle East and fuck up their government systems? Just because you were afraid of some government system? Why did you go into Latin America and fuck up with everyone's oil and everyone's government? And then when we come back to you because you said, oh, we're the land of the free, where we welcome immigrants and where you can get a better life, you act like this. It's fucked up. It's not okay. It's so fucking hypocritical. Make up your fucking mind, you know? Just, fuck, I'd rather you be upfront about it. I would much rather you just say it. I know Donald Trump hates Hispanic people. I know that if he were to meet me, he'd be like, oh, but you're one of the good ones because I'm white. But that doesn't make me feel any better. And it shouldn't make anyone feel any better. Because it's fucked up. It's so fucked up that we're put into this cage by a man that's probably met like 4 of us. To him, we're just a label. We're not real people. And that is why he has no issue doing these things. Because to him, we're just faceless. We're not human. Those people that promoted him and heard what he said, they saw maybe it was your friend, and I have friends that voted for him. And you know what? I know he sees me as a person, and I know that he cares for me personally, but I know he doesn't recognize Hispanic people like myself, our community, as people with faces and lives. And, you know, to them it was like a statement. We're just a word. It's not people who suffer, who live, who are just fighting harder than anyone else in the fucking United States, who are living in the worst conditions just to help their families. I would love to see them go through that. Every fucking gringo family that I know has terrible family politics. They have terrible family relations. Everyone has someone that they hate. I don't get it. Why is coming home for the holidays such a terrible thing for everyone in America? It shouldn't be that way. Your family should be that which supports you. And if your family is shitty, then you fucked up. And it makes no sense to me that these people that fight for their families are being demonized by people that don't even try to make their own families work. What are you doing then? Who do you care for if it's not your family? It's fucked up that we have to live with this. It's not how it should be. And this is not normal. This is not the way a country is run. I was just in Belgium and I saw the refugee crisis for the first time in person, because you don't see it here in Spain as much. And in the US, it's obviously been like a fucking bust and it's been hell to help anyone out. But in Belgium, it's one of those places where they're letting people in and they're letting people get on their feet. And those people are fucking struggling. But you see the cluster of families helping each other. They're setting up camps in squares in the street, asking for money and just struggling. But they're fucking trying, which is more than I see many people do. And I'd rather see that. I'd rather see those people. I look up to those people immensely because I know I couldn't do it. And yet we treat them like they're faceless, like they're not human. Like there's something other that has no humanity. And that is not okay. Just don't ever forget that behind the label there's a human being. Words are created by humanity, and every label, every adjective that refers to a person is fucking human. It doesn't change who they are. You don't know their lives. We don't know who they are. We don't know their history. How are we to assume what they've done or what they haven't done? We can't say that someone is or isn't better than someone else unless we've seen what they act and what they do. I can say I'm a better person than fucking Dylan Roof because I didn't kill people in the sake of my race. We need to see people as humans and stop assuming that a label encompasses everything about a person. Because one label is never enough for someone. Like, it's not just about intersectionality, it's about the intricacies of humanity. If we were to all just be one label, like, we wouldn't be human. Humans are way too complex for that. It makes no sense that people just look at a race or an ethnicity or a religion and they think it's all one entity. It's so far from it. They need to, like, if you have any sort of action that I can take from here to help out the cases about ICE, let me know in the comments below. I have no fucking idea. I need to figure it out because that is one thing that I want to help with. Makes no sense to me that people are doing this. These are people that are living their lives, that they pay taxes, and they contribute to society a lot more than many people think. Oh, God, it's so fucked up. It hurts. It really hurts because I have friends that are dreamers, and I have family that has lived undocumented. And, it's not, I've heard the cases, I've seen the kids that don't go to school because there's been rumors of raids happening soon. And, it's not what people should be living, how people should be living their lives, especially people that have been in a country for so long. I have friends and family that don't know another reality other than the States, but for circumstances of life, they don't have the documents they should need. And if you were to send them back to where they came from, as some people like to say, they wouldn't have a life there, and they wouldn't know a life there because they never lived it. And, if you've been 20, 30, 10, 15 years in the same country, and you got there when you were a kid, or you got there, 20 years ago and you were 20 and you're 40 now and you have kids, getting sent back is erasing your life. It's basically killing you. I could go on about this for ages. It makes me so angry, and I don't know what to do. I feel powerless, and I hope that once I'm back in the States I can do something and help, especially in South Florida, because I know that that's going to be a hotbed for this. Thank you guys for watching, and again, if you know any information, if you have any resources, let me know, because I want to help in any way I can. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.